De'Aaron Fox immediately supplants Jimmy Butler atop the list of available game changers. Those sources tell the Post that Giannis Antetokounmpo is still the ultimate prize.
No, I'm taking my headphones off.
That's what...
Yeah, I got it. And I already heard last name. I was like, I got it. Welcome to another episode of the Thanalysis show with your one and only Thanasis Antetokounmpo and Tony C. What's up? What's up, man?
What's up? We have our show today is jam-packed, man. I don't even know.
Show for you guys today.
Good show. May have a trick or two up my sleeve for today's show for you, but can you let fans know at the end of not at the end of the show, but in 20, 30 minutes or so into the show, we got a little bit of a special surprise especially for our EuroLeague fans out there.
Yeah, we do have a special surprise. So today, you guys are going to see the first version of the EuroLounge, which is just us, the guys, just hanging out and talking about European basketball and just different stories and everything. You know, I've had with a couple of my old teammates, so you guys have seen them before in our socials, so you guys are going to enjoy it. So
really looking forward to that. It'll be fun to hear you guys talk EuroLeague and a lot of the things. Before we get there, you and I are going to talk a little bit of Europe basketball, not European, because it might be NBA Europe at some point. But what I want to start with is you going viral again. Not that this is new, but one video of you dunking a basketball gets posted, and the internet world is on fire. So I just want to ask, general rehab recovery. Clearly, it's going well.
I'm back, baby. I'm back. Hey. And I'm ready to rock.
Let's go.
And it just took a toll on me so much. Like, people telling me like how you would still want to play, or have into sense like, hey, you think you're gonna be able to run, or you think you're gonna be able to jump, and all these other things. And I'm like, you guys don't know how hard I work. You guys don't know how I give everything I have for this, and then it's, in like 7 months, 6.5, 7 months now, coming back like this it's God, if God doesn't bless me with this like perseverance and this dedication, I can't do it. So but I'm putting so much work. It didn't matter what I was doing, like Olympics, no Olympics, team, no team. Like I would work out in LA and fly out to Vegas to watch the game and go back work out again, just to support, what I'm saying, and like, can't explain this, but I really, really gave everything I have and keep giving everything I have to come back to an elite status of an athlete. This doesn't happen this way, bro.
And it's no exaggeration, and I know you are obviously extremely dedicated to this and getting back, but even working with you, we record when we were in LA. We record in the morning, you work out, we record, you work out. We're going from recordings to a workout. Like, it was nonstop around the clock. Even when we were in Paris at the Olympics, we had Dirk Nowitzki at the studio. He's like, I'm ready to roll. And you were still just finishing up. I remember watching national team stuff, but right before that, you woke up early, got a workout in, and this was at the point, and anyone who's had an Achilles rehab knows some of the drills that you guys have to do to rehab this. Fortunately I've never had an Achilles, but and they showed this.
I hope you never do.
Man, seriously, but there was a recent Aaron Rodgers documentary that hit Netflix, and he also tore his Achilles, and they showed one of the workouts he was doing. He was picking up marbles with his toes off the floor and putting them in a cup, and I had people at our office asking me is that a real workout? And I was like, I've seen TA go through that.
I've done this workout for the last almost 200 days, every day. Just my toes, grab the marbles, them like this.
Think of how basic of a skill that is, and how that's how bad the Achilles is. That you have to start at day one. You have to learn how to curl your toes around a glass marble.
And obviously, everything has changed. The way they eat, the way they do the surgery, the way you do your rehab, the way you do everything has changed. But comparing to years before, because it used to take so long to get back. But it does have to do with how type of how much do you want it, and where do you want to be? Because a lot of guys they don't say like, they don't take their time because they want to. They take their time because it's almost practically impossible to do this in half a year. Like you have to be doing 7 out of 7 days, 6 out of 7 days. Like you can't take no days off, and like
and you for sure did it. Even holidays.
I did it, and bro, I had all my holidays I was solo, all my holidays, man. Yeah, Christmas, New Year's, everything. I was just in a place of I don't know, just in a place of just not meditation, but I literally was just alone, and I told this to. My mom already called me. My mom was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I was like, "Nah, it's something I gotta just do. Something I gotta go through it." And it worked out. So I'm happy. I'm glad. And
can we say it one more time for the fans? So let them know one more time. What'd you say to start this? You're back.
Yeah, we're back, baby. I'm back.
Love that.
Ready to get to it.
Love it.
Oh, sure.
All right. I want to hit on a couple other things before we get to Europe.
Okay.
We on our last show announced a partnership with Candy Funhouse.
Oh yeah.
And so we have that rolling. So check them out, candyfunhouse.com. Amazing products on that website. What we didn't tell fans is that Giannis was cooking up a Candy Funhouse Nike collaboration.
Did you see it? Have you seen it?
I put it on our socials.
Oh, you did
those
it?
Are sick. Those are sick.
It's a crazy colorway. I can see it like every high school kid in the States and like all over the world like rocking them. And it's like it's a piece. It's a piece that people are gonna like buy it and they're gonna be like, yeah,
I'll hold it up here.
Like,
we got people in our. I said I'll hold it up here, but we'll put the real photos on the graphics. But yeah, that's what we have. That's just,
bro, so tough,
incredible,
so tough, bro.
So smooth.
And it's a great company too. That company is like top notch.
So February 7th, those drop. So we're looking forward to seeing those hit the shelves. But yeah, I couldn't start the show without. I saw those pictures come through yesterday. I was like, yep, those are smooth.
And guys, you know why Tony says this? Because he wants a free pair of shoes, and he deserves them. You deserve them, Tony.
We could talk about it. We can figure it out.
Okay.
But have we ever? We've done candy segments before. We did the one with Rotimi. We did with Christian Yelich.
Yeah, but we haven't we usually do them on the face-to-face show, or we do them with a guest who loves candy. And most of our guests love candy, which is crazy, by the way, because I've done like 70% athletes. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Yes, that's why we need to get
candy.
We need to get DK Metcalf on the show. Not only is he your twin, but he talks about eating Skittles like before a game.
I got you. We're gonna get him on the show.
We got to make it happen. All right, I want to hit on a couple basketball things before we see if I got some tricks up my sleeve for you. But Adam Silver, he was recently on the Dan Patrick Show, which is a national radio show for those unfamiliar, and he said he's a fan of the 10-minute quarters in FIBA and other leagues across the world.
Oh, there you go.
Is that something you could see them implementing in the NBA? And if they did, is that a good idea?
I don't know. Okay, so it's two things. I'm glad he said FIBA because in college, it's not the college thing, 40 and 40 or 10 and 10 and play the halves or because they keep moving the balls. There's only 24 o'clock, so they just keep moving it and moving it. But in Europe, I can see why he said that because it really makes it even more important. You don't have a lot of time. They ain't no slacking. You're playing a high pace the whole game. The other thing, though, I would say is that people won't get enough. I think people are used to the 48, and it's gonna look so short to them. I know I remember when I played first game 48, and then I came back to Europe to play national team, and the game was done. I was like, "We done?" And they're like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh shoot, okay." So it was just weird to me, and then obviously it's gonna affect a lot of with the points, averages, records, and
records is one of the things.
Minutes played. I don't know. People they have different statistics, and I don't know what. So, but you never know. So
it's interesting to me too.
I'm not way pro having 10-minute quarter, but I'm not totally against it. because I play
sure.
10 minutes quarters when I go back to national team. So it's just
I
a
think
different
on
game.
on the surface level, like player longevity, obviously you're playing fewer minutes over the
Oh yeah,
course of a
100%.
season. All that adds up. Let's say you played right now, you're playing 32 minutes a game. Maybe that goes down to 25. That's 7 minutes a game over the course of a season, over the course of 2 years. It adds up.
Yeah.
So that's interesting to me. But I look at a couple other things. Like I don't think, and this is working in sports media, I have like a kind of a unique perspective on a lot of this. I don't think the TV broadcast is going to get shorter. And I say that because like they're not going to.
It doesn't affect the TV broadcast or anything like that. It affects the players. That's the one thing he affects.
But TV broadcasts directly bring in money and bring in revenue, right? So like if the broadcast now is 2.5 hours and they sell, let's just say 50 commercials over the course of that game, the NBA is not going to sell fewer commercials to make the game shorter from a broadcast perspective. So the fan is going to get the same amount of time on television. The people in the arena, they're going to get the same amount of time in the arena. It's just less basketball.
Yes, they are. Yep.
So,
they are. It's just less basketball and less like kind of the entertainment side of things. You know how you have this all like timeout. They do something fun. Timeout, another show. Timeout, another show. Like it just gives you this. You won't have so many timeouts, so you won't have so many like entertainment. It was just gonna be basketball, pure basketball.
But at the same time too, they're still going to get their TV timeouts in to play those commercials.
Yeah,
so like I feel like there might be more entertainment.
It might not be. I'll tell you why. Because at the 40 minutes, you don't really want to time out the light because we're going to be cold. You can't. How many timeouts? A quarter.
I see what you're saying.
How many timeouts a quarter? But
yeah,
who knows?
It's interesting how all that kind of stuff will play out. But the records and things like that, I'm curious if they take that approach. Maybe they take that approach in NBA Europe, which sounds like it's becoming more and more of a possibility.
It's becoming more and more of a possibility. I can see why though, because they're trying to. So the thing about basketball, such a great sport because it's global. You know, remember I told you this. I said, you know, people kept telling me like, "Oh man, what about football? Would you be playing football?" I was like, "Sure. If I was, born in the States, maybe I would try football as well." But like basketball is such an aristocratic sport because you can play all around the world. You know what I mean? I can play basketball in Germany, France, Greece, all around the world, anywhere, Panama, Japan, anywhere. You know, and therefore, like football is kind of like limits you into playing the NFL or the other leagues in the States or Canada, or playing rugby.
I was gonna say rugby's.
Yeah, which is not the same, but yeah.
Basketball too, it's so accessible. It's almost as accessible as soccer, right? Like you need a ball.
Yeah.
Basketball, you obviously need a court or a hoop of some sorts, but we've seen people put baskets on telephone poles to play basketball. Football, just like American football, is just not as accessible. You need to play at a high level. Really. You need pads. You need helmets. You need 11 people or 7-on-7, however you want to do it. Like it's just different. But I was reading an article about this NBA Europe, which is fascinating to me. I'll ask you in 10 years what team you're going to coach or GM of or something at some point. I said in 10 years. We're pushing it down the road. But I was reading they're targeting like very well-to-do economic cities. So they're looking at cities that they think can support these teams financially, which obviously makes a ton of sense. But I wanted to ask you, just in all the cities that you've played, all the different fan bases you've experienced, what are some of those cities, take the finances out of it, but what are some of those cities from a fan base perspective you think would be next level great fans of an NBA Europe team?
Wow, this is a question for the EuroLounge after.
Let's save it. We can save it.
We can save it, but we can talk a little bit, just a little bit about it. I would say obviously the city. There's the big cities, right? It's the big fan base like the Real Madrid, the Barcelona, the Spain, Greece, Olympiacos, Panathinaikos, the Partizan, the Red Star, the Bologna, Virtus, Armani, Milano, the big cities, like Italy, you know what I'm saying? And obviously Bayern Munich and Alba Berlin, like those, like all these cities, and France as well, like they are going to be the cities that, they can really, really be economic. Obviously, because they have huge growth. They're growing.
Huge growth. Yeah.
And and they're global cities. Like people go there just for vacation. People go to Barcelona all the time. People go to Greece all the time.
Business.
People go to Madrid and Italy and all the time. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be really cool. And the idea, like,
what's more to it? It's more to it, though. There's way more to it.
A ton more to it, yeah. I think even just, like, living in the States, right? The idea that it could be Wednesday, and this is why I think, like, EPL and some other soccer leagues do so well, or football leagues, if we can properly label them now, do so well here, because Saturday mornings at 9 a.m., you can see live sports. Or for basketball, EuroLeague basketball, which you've sent me the proper apps to log into and, like, know how to, like, watch this stuff now. It'll be like noon on a Wednesday, and I'm at my desk, and we're doing some show stuff, and I'm like, let me just put this on in the background. It is great, and it's great high level competition. So, Adam Silver, whatever you need from us in terms of being the media outlet that you come to help launch this thing, we are available. We're available.
100%. He knows it. He knows it.
I know. I've been tagging the NBA in some of these genius ideas. Like last week, we talked about our Bucks Nuggets in Greece and Serbia that one of our fans talked about. So like we can work on all these things with Mr. Adam Silver.
Yeah, I am waiting. So what do we have next on the show? On the show, I do want to talk a little bit about trades, but we need our guy to hop in. But let's start talking about trades and stuff like that. I want the experts. I want the experts to.
We'll see if we can pull off a trade expert. Before we get to trades, there are two things that happened in college basketball I want to ask you about. I don't know if you've seen any of these things, but we'll throw the video on the screen. And I think where I'm going with the first one. Have you ever seen a player? I think so. You ever see on? I know you spend a lot of summers in Greece, but like on the 4th of July, there's the hot dog eating contest in New York. They call it a reversal of fortune if the food doesn't stay down in your system. So that's the term I'm going to use here. The reversal of fortune for the Duke player on the court. I've never seen that before. Have you ever seen that?
Okay. I'll tell you one thing. It's so unfortunate. Like, you can only imagine how he feels. Like, he didn't want to do that, right? You don't even want to. Like even when people go out, people don't even want to throw up in front of people they know, because people will always remember. They'll be like, "Oh, remember 1997? We went out and you threw up."
Yep.
So you can only imagine like how crazy that is. But then when it comes to workouts, like obviously you've seen guys in. Shoot, when was the last time? Oh, maybe when I was like 17, maybe. I've never seen that. Like I heard stories of people saying like, "Yeah, he was throwing up," but. Because usually if a guy is about to throw up, he probably was like, "Hey, I gotta go somewhere," and then they leave, and maybe they threw up, maybe they didn't, maybe and sometimes if they're in shape, not in shape, they had crazy breakfast or whatever the case might be. That was one of my biggest fears, and that's why I never had breakfast. I told you this for like I had like for 2013 to like first came in the States and to like 2015, 16, and I would just eat like a grape, or like I would have like something very small. Never eat breakfast grape. Because my fear would be not because if I'm out of shape, just because I run and go crazy so hard so much that maybe I eat. But then I don't know, one day I woke up, no joke, I'll eat like crazy before the game. I would eat like, and then I was like, and then I would play, and then I would be like, okay, now it's I feel great. But then when I started having my routine, you remember I talked about my game day routine and what I eat. Then I was everything does just like full of energy, don't feel bloated. I don't know if you know that, like don't feel bloated, don't feel like anything, and I'm ready to rock. Yeah, what was his name is
I don't remember his name. I know he plays for Duke, and
it so happened. Like I know how he feels. I
feel like that really only happened in movies, like the way that it's so wild the way that happened.
You know what it is? People are gonna be like, "Yo, remember that game we was, and a boy threw up in front of us."
There was, I think, if my memory serves me correctly, I think it was the Green Bay Packers. In American football, there's like the center, the offensive lineman who gives the ball to the quarterback each play.
Oh yeah, but Tony, I know exactly what you're gonna say. It's a normal thing. Like you see guys throw up in the pitch. In the pitch, when you throw up, it goes into the grass, and you don't even see it as a throw up, or they throw up on the floor. Or do you understand how that is? Have you ever seen when coaches will spill something, or like players are running on the court side and the court side seats, and somebody spills a drink, and it's like, oh, it's slippery, it's sticky, and all. Can you imagine if someone do it? This is a hardwood floor, bro. This is not a pitch.
Yes, it's getting everywhere. But so in this football game specifically, like generally it would just go into the grass, right? There's stories about people doing that.
No,
that's not what happened here. He's the center, so when he's looking down, he's right over the football. He threw up on the football. The quarterback didn't have enough time to call a timeout, so he had to hike it to the quarterback. The quarterback had a ball that he had just thrown up on, given to him.
What did he do? Did he make the play? Did he make the drive or play or pass?
I think, if I'm remembering this correctly, I think he optioned to a handoff or a run because it was too slippery to throw. Like, because quarterbacks don't wear gloves, so he got this ball. It was like, I can't, because if you throw it off and it slips, you're gonna throw an interception or something bad happens. Like, yeah, not great. Pretty unreal.
What was his reaction after? Did he just throw up and left?
I think the center like felt bad and like apologized like immediately. I'm trying to check on what quarterback it was. Oh yeah, it was the Packers. It wasn't Jordan Love though. They had another quarterback subbing in for him. Speaking of subbing in, I told you I had a trick up my sleeve for you today.
Wow, is that Chris Haynes? Talk to me. Be right here.
Direct from the set of Haynes Briefs. You can see the Dame Lillard jersey in the background. Chris Haynes joins the show.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the Thanalysis show, man.
It's always something going. Listen, there's always something going on in the NBA, man. Y'all see this?
I already know. What happened?
This Terry Rozier stuff going on now.
I have not.
No, we've been on the show. What happened?
So,
I looked at my phone like we don't have Chris to break it down for us right here.
Yeah. So,
unbelievable. Go.
Terry Rozier is being investigated by federal prosecutors, due to potentially being involved in a betting scheme when he was with the Hornets in 2023. So the ring of people that were responsible for the bet, the bets that they were found guilty and went to jail, the crew the ring that bet against Jontay Porter, they're the same crew, so they betted favorably against Terry Rozier for a game in 2023. And let me read you the statement real quick that the NBA gave me as it pertains to this matter. So NBA spokesman Mike Bass, quote, says, in March 2023, the NBA was alerted to an unusual betting activity related to Terry Rozier's performance in a game between Charlotte and New Orleans. The league conducted an investigation and did not find a violation of NBA rules. We are now aware of an investigation by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of New York related to this matter and have been cooperating with that investigation. End of quote. So, doesn't look good.
So basically, that statement actually said, what that got to do with Terry, bro? That's what the statement said, basically.
Well, listen, that statement says that, but I think more importantly, what the NBA is basically stating that they did their own investigation and they didn't find anything, but now there's a bigger federal prosecution investigation going on. And again, we have to remember that same crew that was found guilty of betting against Jontay Porter, they had a relationship established to where they were pocketing money, betting favorably, and Porter was found guilty of playing into that. This is the same crew that betted favorably against Terry Rozier, in which there's implication that potentially he might have been involved.
Is this the 2022-23 season or 23-24?
This would be the 22-23 season. So it happened in 2023 in March.
So I just looked up the March game between the Hornets, and I'm just looking at raw numbers here, TA. But that day, Rozier, only 10 minutes as a starter, was one of 3 from 3, 2 of 4 from the floor for 5 points and 4 rebounds.
All right.
Just
that doesn't say. Yeah.
No, it doesn't say
tell
anything.
Us anything, Tony. Obviously.
I'm just looking at the box score, man.
Yeah. The other thing I want to say, this just came out now.
Yes.
It must have. Okay. We've been recording for 24 minutes before you joined this call.
Yeah,
literally just dropped.
Okay. I expected something. With Chris, you always expect something juicy, something like give us something we can handle. But Chris keeps, keeps us with.
TA, I had nothing to do with this, man. I can't. This is something you don't. This is something you don't anticipate happening. I mean, obviously, this was all the concern 100%. About legalizing betting in the sport industry. Like, this was the concern right here, and we're seeing that. And hopefully, Terry is found to be.
No, obviously, that's one of the NBA, one of the NBA guys. Obviously, hopefully, he's not involved, and everything. Pans out the way NBA said in the beginning, and we keep it moving. But my question is different now, right? Obviously, there has to be a thin line because there's a lot of lines that are crossed, and you know what I mean. Like there's it's like saying, "All right, we're gonna let everybody wear blue," and now people are just you don't know what's happening. People are showing up with blue cards, and everybody says like, "Yeah, but we were just talking about blue shirts." You know what I mean? It's just a thing that is becoming uncontrollable because now you have like betting companies sponsoring, like betting companies sponsoring the NBA. But so I don't know, it's a thin line. I don't know what the line is because I'm not the guy who created this. So I do think there is a misconception, a miscommunication into the ruling is obviously not towards the players. We're strict. We know exactly what it is. If you ever want to play again, do not touch, do not tip, do not bet. This has been forever though. Not just here. I mean, me coming from Europe, it's always been forever. You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You just don't get involved in that. So, but okay. So let's switch up. Let's switch up the topic. Let's go straight to trade. Let's go to trades. Give us something we can handle, Chris. Come on. I don't want to say. Give us something.
Hold on.
Give us something. Hold on.
Pause, pause, man. Pause, brother.
Don't say that. Beep that. We go. It's not a live show. We're gonna edit it. Give us something that we can't say. Give us something that we can say. That we can say. You know what? We knew something like that was gonna happen. Give us something that a little bit, not too much, because I know you got your sources. You know what I'm saying?
All right, a little bit. I mean, I think what's all apparent, what people expect out of all the names that we're hearing that's on the trade market that could be moved. Look, you got De'Aaron Fox out there. We've been hearing Vucevic for a while, Zach LaVine, but obviously number one on the list of guys that we know that are going to be moved is pretty much Jimmy Butler. So it would be like a total shock if he is still with the Miami Heat past the February 6th deadline. So all signs are pointing to him going elsewhere. And Miami Heat are trying vigorously to try to make that happen.
So now this my question would be, like, in the beginning, it felt like there wasn't. I don't know if you remember, we had a conversation, me and you, Tony, and it felt like, hey, I think Jimmy came out and said, like, I don't want to, I'm not going anywhere. And then at the same time, the Heat came out and was like, hey, we have a team, we're locked in, we're not doing anything, right? Or it was just me? Is this accurate, or?
That was accurate. A lot has happened since then, but yes, you're accurate.
Okay. Do you think? I mean, I want to say this as a player, coming from the player side. First of all, I want to say, like, it's always like it's a little bit discombobulating sometimes, for players who, locker rooms and just players like, that's why it's so hard for me to speak on the situation, even with Jimmy, because I'm from the outside and we're not like really teammates. And if we were teammates, I probably wouldn't say nothing, wouldn't say a word, because the most important thing for him is to figure out what's happening. But I would say, like, everything else I've done, business wise, anything like that, if somebody's disgruntled or if somebody's is not pleased with what they're doing, it's both sides. It's not just one, right? It's never just one. Like, if somebody doesn't like working, it's both sides, always both sides. So I understand it's the nature of the business. I just don't. I think, like, it's just. I feel like it's being prolonged. I feel like it's being flared up and flared, like, every 3 days, 4 days. You see something, which is unfair to Jimmy. It's unfair to the Heat. I mean, with what they've built, you know what I'm saying? I feel like every 3 days is all about, oh, this happened and this happened and this happened, instead of just like, hey, everybody knows what the situation is. Let it find its way. I don't know, Chris. What do you think? I don't know, Chris, Tony. What do you guys think?
I'll jump in here on this one real quick, Chris. I think it's one of those things where, like, it's so. Some relationships can be great. Like, Jimmy's tenure in Miami was incredible. They get to the finals. He has amazing performances. And then I think, just like with everything, relationships can just sour. And when you have a ton of money involved and you have a ton of, like, you're looking at long-term prospects and you're looking at where the team's going to be in 2 to 3 years and your mortality as a 35-year-old basketball player, I think that kind of kicks in and you're just like, hey, I might need to change if I'm going to make another realistic run at this thing. And Jimmy is a piece that can help. I think he can help the Miami Heat get there, but I think he's a piece that can help other teams really get there. And he's probably just like, hey, if we're not going to make a move to go all in this year, like, then I got a couple years left of this. I got to do something else.
So let me add to this. Okay, let me add to this. So this is Jimmy Butler who we're talking about, right? So a lot, because you had your breakdown, TA, and a lot has happened since then. Most teams, other teams, remember, this is Pat Riley. Pat Riley runs a tight ship over there. Everybody understands, what they understand, like, there's rules and obligation. There's a structure over there, a very strict structure. And that's why they've been so successful for such a long time. With that being said, this is Jimmy Butler. So when Jimmy Butler made it known that his joy was not there in Miami anymore and requested a trade, other players, maybe you can get away with having them still be a part of the team while you're looking to move them. Jimmy is a different character. Like, the situation that got, like, I talked about it before a few weeks ago, just about the litany of things that happened behind the scenes between Jimmy and the Heat. But it reached to a point where it became risky to keep Jimmy around. And so Pat let it be known, the ownership let it be known that they were not comfortable just allowing Jimmy to stay home and collect paychecks and not play. Other teams, most teams would say, listen, just go away because we don't want you to be a distraction. Go away because we don't want to have our players or have our coach have to, answer about you every single game. But Pat, they brought him back. They wanted to bring him back. They were adamant about keeping him around. And you see what happened. Like, it was incident after incident. And so then they finally made the decision, like, we're going to keep you away for the remaining 2 weeks until we figure out what to do with you. And so I think that should have been, and again, that's not to say Jimmy is handling this all the right way. I'm not saying, like, Jimmy handled it the right way. I'm just saying we all know Jimmy. He has a pattern. We know how he conducts himself when he's disgruntled. And so I think it probably would have been best weeks ago to have kept Jimmy away from the team.
It feels like, Chris, and this is the last thing I'll say, and let's end it there. It feels like I said before, it's prolonged. Doesn't feel like nipped in the bud. You know what I'm saying? Just, all right, let's keep it moving. And the other thing is, like, you said something about his pattern. Like, to me, I see I read what people say. I see what people. I don't know Jimmy. I don't know Jimmy. I've met him. I've seen him, but it feels like he feels like a dude that feels like if you do right by me, you know what I'm saying? If you do right by me, we cool. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of energy. So
For sure.
I don't know what it is. I don't know.
If you don't do right by me, it's the exact opposite.
I agree. I just wanted to say that because I don't want in any case, some guys tend to go out there and trying to look up professional or anything like that. It's more of like, you know what I'm saying? He is who he is. He's this guy who wants to win games, can win games for you, can play defense, can contribute all these things. And at the same time, everybody else is different. It's like you can see it with teams, you can see it with players. So I don't want to sit out here and just like dissect him and say, oh, yeah, or dissect the Heat when the Heat has been so successful in what they do, or you know what I'm saying. So it's one of those things that it should have been nipped in the bud. Like I feel this way, you know what I'm saying? As a little bit up. All right, guys, it is what it is. What do you need? All right, we need this. Figure it out. Day one, we're done. Keep it moving. But what else? Give us something small. Give us something. What else we have in shade? What is moving?
Before we get one more thing from Chris. Chris, I know we got you just for a couple minutes here. I got to read you something. And TA, I'm going to pretend you're not here. So take your headphones off. This is just me and Chris talking right here, right?
Okay. What is it?
There's a report from the New York Post. I just want to read you this line.
I got to hear this. Go.
All right. I just want to read you this line and get your reaction. It's about the Brooklyn Nets. It says, De'Aaron Fox immediately supplants Jimmy Butler atop the list of available game changers, and Brooklyn sees the Kings guard as a trade target. Those sources tell the Post that Giannis Antetokounmpo is still the ultimate prize.
No, I'm taking my headphones off. I got it. Go for it.
I don't know if you have.
I thought it was going to be something. When I heard last name, I was like, I got it.
That's why I tried to mute you out of this one. I just wanted to get Chris's opinion.
What's the name? My name is Bennett, and I ain't in it. Oh, no, I got a better one. My name is Jerome, and I got to go home. That's the one. That's my one.
Oh man! Hey, but the question is, where is home? That's what people want to know. Where is home long term for you and your brother? That's the question, TA. Hey, but let's get off of that.
No, it's always. Hold on. First of all, it's all home, bro. It's Milwaukee, bro. We've always been in Milwaukee for the past decade plus, man. It's always been plus. If that's what you're asking, now with trade, bro, this trade is every other day, bro. Every other day this happens. Now, hey, remember, it's a business, huh? It's a business. You do what you're supposed to do, and they do what they're supposed to do. Always.
That was expert level. Expert level getting off the question there, Chris. I mean, well done.
So I would say, obviously De'Aaron Fox, that's definitely a big target that came out of nowhere over the last couple of days. De'Aaron has made it clear that he will not sign an extension with the Kings. He has one more year under contract. And so the Kings right now are doing due diligence and trying to see what they can get in return so they don't lose him for nothing, since he has basically said he is not committed long term. So that's that. Again, remember, the Kings can still revisit this in the summer. They're not in a situation where they have to move him now. Mm-hmm. He has another year, so he can be a free agent in 2026. So TA, you ask all these questions about. Hold on, I'm putting you on the spot again. I'm putting you on the spot again. You ask all these questions about wanting to hear some trade stuff. Okay, I got some Milwaukee stuff. TA, should I go there or should I talk to other teams?
No. Don't do not bring the Bucks. The Bucks, don't bring the Bucks into this mix.
That's what I thought, TA. So let me move on. Let me move on.
Hold on.
Yeah, listen. Hold on. I'll tell you one thing. My audience and the people who watch this show understand just fine that we can do without this. We can do without this. Please.
Let's move on,
do
TA.
not explode.
Okay, let's move on.
So next question I have for you is that during the trade deadline, right? How many calls do you get a day in that week, trade week?
Great question. it's hard to answer that, TA, but I'm on my phone probably trade deadline and free agency period and draft, 6 a.m. Well, I'm on the West Coast, so really probably about 5 a.m. till midnight, close to midnight. Just constantly on and off the phone, making calls, fielding calls, following leads, confirming things. And a lot of stories, like there may be stories that I break. Say today's Thursday. I may break a story Thursday, but I've been working on that story probably since Monday. Trying to get in touch with the right people, trying to get everything. You know what I mean? It's a lot. It's a lot that goes into it.
Because you got to validate what you about to write to as well. You gotta ask certain people. Mm-hmm.
Have you ever
sure? So
have you ever been pranked? Like got a text from someone who's just like, "Hey, this is this person," and it's not actually, and it doesn't follow through.
You know what? Should I admit this?
Yes.
No, you don't have to say
it's good content. It's good content.
Listen,
let's hear it.
No, you don't have to say what happened, but you can just say.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. It's cool. It's cool now. I'm gonna say it. Somebody a few years ago, they were calling a lot of NBA high-end media, calling a lot of high-end media people, or I would say media. Oh, they were contacting me. I know probably Shaq was contacted, or maybe a Reggie Miller or something. Like somebody was calling, claiming to be Kurt Thomas, and they were asking for like the contacts of Reggie Miller, Kenny Smith, and like it was asked like just TNT, Charles Barkley, and they were claiming to be Kurt Thomas. Kurt Thomas used to play in the league, and I covered Kurt when I was covering the Portland Trailblazers my first year in the league, covering the league. Kurt was a vet there, and Kurt is he's based in Texas, goes to a lot of Dallas Mavericks games, and so it pops up on my phone as Kurt Thomas, and he's talking to me. This individual is talking to me as like everybody in Portland used to call me C. Hey, what's up, C? What's up, C? And that's the way like I got a text. Hey, C, what's up, man? This is Kurt Thomas. Lock me in. Has a Texas phone number, and I'm like, okay, this is Kurt Thomas. Hey, man, you got a number to Kenny Smith? I'm trying to get in touch with him about something. Hey, Kurt, here you go, bro. There you go. so he goes. That was like 1 month. 2 weeks later, hey, C, you got a number to Shaq and Chuck and them? He's asking for like a whole bunch of people. And I'm like, hold on, man. Like, shoot, he got Kenny number already. Like, it shouldn't be this hard. Now I'm just starting like fishing. I'm like, man, this don't sound right. Like he shouldn't be like he played with some of these guys. He know these guys. Like, why? And so I start asking him, I'm like, hey, bro, like, I said, call me. He didn't call. So I called him. And it went to voicemail. And then he texts me back immediately and says, hey, see, I'm on a plane right now. I land in like 4 hours. So can you really give me this number real quick so I can text him? Well, I need, and at that point, I'm like, this fishy. I'm like, bro, call me when you touch down. And then he ends up sending me a picture of him. He was like, hey, what you talking about? This is a picture of me like on the plane right now. He had a picture of Kurt Thomas on the plane. And I'm like, Kurt wouldn't do this. Like seemed corny, man. Kurt wouldn't do this, man. Anyway, I went and talked. I'm not gonna bring up this other media member, but another media member in the Dallas area, about a month later, told me about somebody that's pretending to be Kurt Thomas, is calling around trying to get numbers from everybody. And I actually ran into Kurt like months later. And I told him about it. He said, man, I had no clue. He said, I got your number. I had no clue this was going on. Like some dude is doing this. So, yeah, I've been pranked I've been pranked once. But every now and then, somebody will get a hold of your number and act like there's somebody. And,
100%. Yeah. But that's a funny story, though. But that's
sorry,
a funny
Kenny.
story because,
sorry,
like,
Kenny. Sorry.
No, that's a funny story because I don't think people realize how, like, everybody kind of knows everybody in the space, and how like let's say they call me, like, hey man, I saw Chris Haynes, please can you hit him up? And if I think it's a good opportunity, I'll always double check and text you like, hey Chris, guys asking for your phone number. Is it cool? Yes. And send it to I had to be this way because for stuff like this. Like, hey, bro, so if it's a prank, it's a prank. But I asked you first before before anything. But then
did that.
No. But you know what? You know why you didn't? Because it's a guy he knew. It's a guy he already knew. That like if I know, let me give an example, right? Somebody in your network like, oh, Tia, you got Chris number just long. I'm like, oh yeah, you know Chris. Why you? He already know you. He already knows you. So, but yeah, that's funny. That's funny for sure. That's funny for sure.
The way he addressed me, like, hey, C, you got such and such, and that's what they call me in Portland. Hey, C, what's up? You know what I mean? So, hey, it never happened again.
Yeah.
Again, Kenny, I'm sorry, Kenny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Kenny's cool. Cool.
I'm glad you shared that story. I know we were on the verge of not doing that's. It happens. It happens. That's for sure. They showed TA. Did you guys see the video? They showed the quarterback of the Bears, Caleb Williams, got pranked by a random fan. They sent him a text and said like, "Hey, this is I think it was the guy they ended up hiring, but they like a week early. They're like, "Hey, this is Ben Johnson. I'm about to sign to be your new head coach. Looking forward to working with you." And he was like texting back and forth with some random fan pretending to be the future head coach of the Bears.
That's cold, guy.
Wow.
That's cold.
It's tough.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Sometimes, and then they wonder why players won't pick up the phone and be like, "Hey, it's coach. I called you. You didn't pick up." I was like, "Nah, coach. You gotta FaceTime me or something because." Oh my God! Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Chris. You've been amazing. You think, Chris, for the fans too? You think we could have you maybe a little bit for like 5 minutes the day of, or maybe the day before? Because I think the moves is happening. Moves.
I'll be in Atlanta doing some doing TV for NBA TV, the 5th and the 6th. So yeah, that's the day before the deadline and on the deadline. So, but we'll hit me up and I'll jump on.
My dog. Thank you so much, Chris.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Chris Haynes, ladies and gentlemen. This guy breaks every news down, breaks the trades. Top special.
Hey, want to thank our sponsors, Gruber Law Offices. I want us to thank Potawatomi Casino and Hotel. Thank you guys so much. Back to the show.
Welcome to the EuroLounge with your co-hosts, Thanasis Antetokounmpo, James Gist, and Stephane Lasme. You know, we're about to dissect everything. We're about to dissect all EuroLeague, best teams, hottest trades, and a little bit of NBA, right? And we're going to make you laugh, for sure. But before we start with that, I have a question for our EuroLeague experts. NBA expansion to Europe. How does that sound?
Go ahead, Steph.
I mean, I'm gonna be short. I'm against it. I mean, I think just because of different culture, I mean, there's really no need for it. The NBA is good where it is, and is getting bigger. EuroLeague and European teams and Euro Cup are in the later stage. I mean, earlier stage of development. So I think we should just let those leagues develop on their own. NBA should stay an American brand. Maybe what's interesting is what they're doing in Africa with the Bal League. I think that's interesting because there was no infrastructure before to have all these countries play together. But really, to me, man, NBA stay out of the EuroLeague, stay out of Europe.
You're right to it. I mean, I would know what it would look like. I don't know what it would look like, man. How you would have an NBA Euro, joint thing. I understand the NBA having games over there. They've had games in London. They've had games in Paris. I would like to see games in like Serbia, bro. Like take it to Belgrade Arena, man, where they can get 25,000 in there. Take it to, you could take it to Istanbul, Senin Erdem, with players that are from those countries. Slovenia, you got Luka Doncic from there. Imagine if they had that in Ljubljana, man, at their gym. It would be dope to have that kind of tie, but I would say have the NBA games like that. I don't know how you would tie in having the EuroLeague or European Basketball League with the NBA. The preseason stuff used to be dope, where they had the two EuroLeague teams go to the NBA and they had two NBA teams come overseas. and they would play like 3 or 4 games in the preseason time right before EuroLeague started up. Like, that was dope. Like I could see something like that, but a league, I don't know, man. It'd be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I kind of had the same, thought process. And what I thought about in the beginning was what they're trying to do. It does make sense. They're trying to make the product global and TV, right? And TV rights and sell that package, right?
Right.
Sell a package of like I got the NBA EuroLeague, FIBA BCL. You know what I'm saying? I got the whole package for you. So now I just gotta mix it up. I get that. That's the nature of the business. But at the same time, it's just like which other cities, right? You got to go to Greece. You got to go to Spain, right? The teams with the big with Italy. You got to go to Armani and Virtus. You got to go to Partizan and Red Star. You got to go to those teams and that have the big fan base to support that.
My thing is, how does it really work though? Like you already got the beef for EuroLeague and FIBA when it comes to the qualifying games and things like that for the cups. Like that's wild. So you trying to throw a whole nother league in the mix now?
True, but money talks, bullshit walks. So
Right.
nothing brings people together more than more than some.
Yep. That's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, if the NBA decide to invest and something like along the line of acquiring EuroLeague or acquiring EuroCup and just build something out of it, something off the NBA, but I don't see. I mean, imagine logistically. You have this team in the States traveling to Europe every other week or every week to play against European team. Like that's a lot of traveling on players. Like what's the formula? What's the formula? You go to Europe and you play against every European team during the trip, or you just go and play one team, you come back, and then you play another team, you come back, and then the budget for the European teams. European teams are it's just after us and this last year that you can really see like European teams got like a real budget and actually making real business moves. But now you're adding traveling to the States every other week or every week. Dude, I don't see that.
That gets real spicy, man. That gets spicy for sure. And it sucks traveling east too. You coming from the States over the Atlantic, like you losing hours and everything with that one. I mean, it's one thing. But you're going back.
It's going to change. But it's going to change though. I think like travel the way we know it with everything that's going on in the industry and economy and AI and the way things are changing. I kind of feel like the way we travel is going to change in the next 5 to 10 years. So you never know. But okay, let's go. Let's go to EuroLeague with our EuroLeague experts here. Who is the hottest team right now in EuroLeague?
Man, it's hard to say. I like that. I like what I saw last week from Partizan, man. When I seen Obradović fired up like that, bro, I got so hyped, man. I got hyped, man, because I know how it is to play in Belgrade Arena and have all of them crazy Gruber fans go wild and nuts. Especially in a big game like that. I think they were playing Paris, and Paris was rolling for a while, but it's like they kind of hit some speed bumps a little bit. But I mean, that's part of it. Teams got used to. It's the second round. They're playing. They're ready. They know how to execute against you. So that's what the teams like that are going to face. But I like the battery that Partizan got, man. You can never doubt them.
Yeah, they just have this way coming back. What do you think, Steph?
I mean, to me, you can't really forget about the French teams. French teams didn't used to be in the top of anything in EuroLeague, and now you have Paris in the top 5, I think, right? They're in the top 5.
Yeah, I think it's a great success by the coach as well. Just having them up there.
Right. And you have the French team that just came in EuroLeague and kind of just making the mark. I mean, you got to give them the flower for that. And you also have Monaco in there. I think they're number 3. So to me, those teams are kind of the one that you kind of have to address. And kudos to the French Federation or French League, the investors over there. However, they got those teams in EuroLeague and not in the top 6, top 5. I mean, you got to give credit to that. But I agree with Jim, man. Partizan look good. I mean, they always look good. Just hoping that they weren't on the 10th place. I mean, if they can get up a little bit, get a couple of wins under the belt. But when you look at EuroLeague, you look at EuroLeague, like all the teams that are close by, like as usual, like it's only like 1 or 2 games that separate all the teams. So anything can change, man.
Exactly. I mean, think about it, from 6th place to 12th place, or really all the way up to 14th, where Leon is, Asvel. It's only separated by two losses. So I mean,
Right.
that could change up as well. Now they got the play-in games where the 9 and 10 actually have a chance to play against 7 and 8, and the winner of that game goes into the last 2 spots. So like, it gets spicy, man, and it's all about matchups. You know how it goes in playoffs. It's all about matchups. All you gotta do is match up right, and that's what these games are going out. Like, we're trying to get in position to match up with who we want to match up. Because I mean, these playoffs get spicy, man. They get spicy, and that Final Four it's tough. Now that it's round robin, I like the round robin thing as opposed to having a group phase like before. It was teams could hide. Now you can't hide, man. Ain't no hiding.
Everybody got to play everybody. Yeah,
I play everybody. You get to really see who's the best of the.
For me, obviously, hottest teams. I mean, I got to go with my Greek teams. I got to definitely go with those two. Like being tough through injury. Not hottest teams as in, which one is the hottest team, because every team is kind of close. So you get to a win streak, you up. That's why it's so like the beauty of EuroLeague, right? And saying like, yo, we got to win every game. But one thing about like Olympiacos going to Spain, winning the double week in Spain, right? Panathinaikos winning against Zalgiris, being down 20 and coming back without bigs, with a lot of bigs out, playing at the 4-5. Without playing without those guys, it's a weird dynamic, but like, usually I think like last year was more clear cut than this year. I feel like last year was more clear cut. Like, okay, all right, these 4 teams are going to the Final Four. That is it. And obviously with Panathinaikos it wasn't that much, or Olympiacos, you knew
it wasn't as clear.
No, not with Panathinaikos, but with Olympiacos.
Right.
It was definitely clear that they would go competition. So, okay, moving on from the hottest team right now in the EuroLeague, going to the best players in the EuroLeague right now.
Best player?
Yeah.
I mean, usually Europe
players.
I mean, EuroLeague, you usually go with like the performance index rating, right? That's how they decide. People decide really who's the best player. So, I mean, when I think about EuroLeague, I only think about that stat, because usually the person that has the best rating there gets the MVP. I mean, right now I think the hottest guy out there is probably Vezenkov, right? Isn't that Vezenkov? Who's that killing?
Yeah, he just
crazy
had like
time.
He just had like
time flies,
bro, with like 2 dribbles, 3 dribbles.
Yeah.
But you know who you gotta appreciate.
I don't think it's very hard. I think like
it is. I don't think people understand how crazy that stat is, bro. Like, I don't remember how many points he actually scored, but to only have 2-3 dribbles and do that, like, I think it's more impressive than when Clay had the 60 points or whatever in the 3 quarters, whatever it was, with like 11 dribbles, 13 dribbles.
Like little dribbles.
Yeah, it was like 11 dribbles. I mean, that's essentially what he did, in less time, more efficient. Like, it was crazy, bro. Lays, catch and shoot. Like, that's what you call supreme efficiency. He made the game.
Yeah. I think he's him and who is the other guy? Kendrick Nunn, obviously, bro. Kendrick Nunn is like
yeah. I mean,
you got
those two.
You got Kendrick Nunn. You got T.J. Shorts, who should probably be in the argument, man, because of what he's done there. Came to the league,
obviously, Mike is always in the mix. Mike is always in the mix. Mike James, I mean, always in the mix.
You got Mirotic, who's still putting up good numbers with Milan. I mean, they're
Mirotic, yeah.
You still got Mirotic. I mean, like, you got guys that are really going after it right now. And this second half of the league is about to pick up like crazy. You're going to see some of the best basketball, like we said. But, I'm really interested to see what happens with Panathinaikos, because they did take some injuries at the big position. So it'll be good to see how they, how they manage that, how they deal with that, because a lot more guys are going to have to step up now. And I'm looking forward to that. They can hold strong on their position and not really drop or move up, but like stay solid. Y'all got home court advantage right now. Stay solid with your position. You're in the top 4, I think. And Olympiacos, I mean, they're steamrolling. They're steamrolling right now. So I mean, they're solid. Fenerbahce's another team. They're in a position where they work and they're rolling, but they're like that small ball. I don't know how long that small ball stuff is going to work, man. It's like, you good. Like,
it's working. It's working.
If you have the wrong person in the playoffs, that could hurt, because your bigs ain't really I don't know. They just lost Boban. Boban's gone. Not saying he was doing something great, but that's just size that matters. But you got guys that can really score the ball. They just signed Eric McCollum, who can really fill it up offensively. So that helps. Wade Baldwin's
Buckets.
out right now. Baldwin's out right now with the injury, but when he comes back, that's going to add more firepower to the offense. Bonzi Holson and of course Nigel Hayes Davis, they're doing a great job doing what they do. But I'm interested to see if Fenerbahce hold that top spot like that. They're up there right now, and they've been rolling. So I'll see what Shadas does with that team.
Yeah, what I saw, because I went to watch Olympiacos Fenerbahce, and Fener was playing like great basketball. Like, it wasn't an individual; it was like they were dissecting every play, and it felt like what Olympiacos does most of the times. It felt like how Olympiacos plays pass back, and come right back to you, flex again, pass back again. So it felt like that. Both teams kind of had the same demeanor. It's just I felt that they were missing Thomas Walkup and McKissick. I do believe that he plays a big role for the team. I do think he plays a big role in body, athleticism, etc. Because basketball, at the same time, basketball is always, being athletic and being, physical in games like that. What do you guys think? Who do you think? You guys think? I want some underrated players in the EuroLeague right now, and when we played as well. Who do you think was underrated when we played? Like, players who are very, very underrated.
When we played,
I want to pick some names for when we played and now.
Underrated?
I would say the person that comes to mind, R.I.P. Tyler Honeycutt, man. That dude from the 3 position, bro, when he was with Kemke, man, he was getting 18 rebounds a game, bro. Like, you talking about flying in from the wing. He was so athletic. He could just hoop. He could get he was on the court like you really had to worry about him. Of course, you had Alexis Fed out there getting up 17 threes. He might have had the ultimate green light in Europe. I don't think anybody else had a green light. Maybe Mike James might be the closest, but Tyler Honeycutt was underrated, man. I mean, people knew what he was as basketball players, but from a grand scheme of everybody like outside, if you didn't really know about it, man, that dude could fly around. You had to watch your head for real. Pause.
Yeah, I'm that's valid. That's valid. And about Alexei Zved, about the green light, a lot of players have a green light, but they don't use it like he did. Like, man, that was
no one in the history of EuroLeague ever used the green light like that.
You know what happened to me? So before the games would start, Coach Xavi would come up to me and be like, "Okay, you're gonna play 30 plus today." Like, who are we playing? We're playing, let's say, Kemke.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm chasing Sved, and it was the hardest part and the easiest part. The hardest part was like, I got to chase him around, but the easiest part is I always knew what he was going to do. He was going to shoot it.
Yeah, you knew it.
So I'm always I'm always ready for him to come off the screens and play, but like that is not, you don't see that no more. Like, you don't see players like that no more.
Kudos to you, bro, to be able to chase somebody that got a green light like that. Like, think of how people struggle guarding Steph. Like, for that instance, I mean, you got somebody that's always on the go. Like, you got to be in shape yourself. So to have to guard somebody like that that's always on the go. Nobody wants to have to go after somebody all game long. Some people are just going to be like, no, I need to take a break for a minute. And you give them a chance to see the ball go in once or twice, dog. It's good night. It's good night. You're gonna start making plays from everywhere, And Sved is one of those dudes. He had his green light was like neon green. It wasn't like just like kind of green. His was neon green. Hot, bro.
He's shooting regardless of what you're doing. Regardless of what you're doing, he's shooting.
Yeah, to me, who was very underrated? It would always be players like Jan Kunas. Like, you would play some guys who are not very athletic, but they would come in and be solid as shit and be like boom, boom, boom. And if you ask about Yakunas, they probably say he's a legend.
Right.
In Zalgiris.
Got like the most good.
He hit the right shot, make the right play. He does the right thing every time. 40 minutes
at the right time.
And he can get like 5 rebounds, but the 5th rebound is the one to win the game. He's like always on point. He just plays basketball. I mean, to me, that's the beauty about playing European basketball, right? If you are solid on your team and you're a player that's getting minutes, you can always expect people can always expect the same thing from you. And if you just play basketball the right way, the plays will always come the way they're supposed to come. It's just like real basketball. Not that I'm saying like other leagues and NBA is not real basketball. I'm just talking about just playing basketball the right way as a team game against another one. That's how you discover really like who's the guys that can actually play, run, think at the same time. And Yankunas is like one of those guys. Like when you're tired, exhausted, and you have to think the right way. You know, that's another skill on its own. And he's the proof that you know, you can just play basketball just with your brain.
Yeah. I did have a what's his name? I saw, you know, guys, I went to one of the games, Panathinaikos against one of his Zalgiris, and I saw Ian Vujukas. I saw Ian at the game.
Oh, that's another one.
And and I told him, I was like, man, you still playing? Like he I said, you should still be playing. Like look at Jokic, bro. I was thinking about Ian. Ian used to like cook like in the post, right, and just like, and there's always guys like which you don't see him like, you know, so have great careers. All of these players have great careers, but you know they're not considered the superstar of the, you know what I'm saying,
it's not exciting to watch. Everybody want to see the highlights, the high flying dunks and step back threes and alley oops.
Oh, everybody want to see. Everybody want to see James Gist and Lasme dunking it and go crazy. But
I don't want to see anybody doing 1,000 pump fakes. But they don't understand that was the hardest stuff, bro. That's an athletic person's kryptonite, bro. Like that's some of the hardest stuff to guard is somebody who just got position and knows how to use their body and just lean on you. And they know you in this position to panic because you know if you let them get that angle, you're like, oh no, he gonna get it late. So as soon as you try to get back up, they're like, I got you. Hit you with the forearm shiver. Take it away, you ain't going nowhere. You're not going nowhere. Then when they get you with the pump fake, you really look stupid. Like, no. That's why I said I feel Anthony Davis, why he wants another big. He said, I ain't trying to guard Jokic, bro. They're like, no, I understand, bro. I get it. I get it, bro.
So speaking of the NBA, right? Going to that, is that valid? Him asking for another center?
Yeah, it's valid. Think about what they did when they won the bubble. They had JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard. AD could actually play a natural position at the 4. And then, like, it was kind of like with me and Steph. I don't know if you agree with me, Steph, but when we played together, we had Sofo. Remember when they would throw Sofo in, bro, it was like, all right, he going to get the fouls. He going to get everything. He going to soften them up. So when we get in there, like, we could just play our game. They can't be too crazy because they already got 2 fouls. They get that third one, it's up. And now you know what OD physical, OD aggressive. We're not going to stop. And so it helps when you have bigger bodies and more bodies to be able to take and throw kind of different looks defensively for one, but also just to give your main player a rest. You want him to take 20, 30 shots, but you also want him to defend a dude that's in every action. He's in every action. It's like Luka. Like, he's going to have the ball. He's making all the decisions. That's not easy. And AD, to his credit, still giving you 30 and 20, 30 and 15, but that's a lot, bro. I need some help.
I get that.
I need another big down there.
I get that.
I get that. There's nothing in basketball. There's nothing like out of shape, confident Serbian dude with the ball in the post, and you athletic, and nothing worse than this, man. You have like an out of shape dude from I don't know where in Serbia, just 6'9", just got crazy footwork. Now imagine this at the
crazy.
Dude, I see it playing in Serbia gyms. You've seen it. Like every team, there's always that out of shape big man who just do give you work. Never got out of there, but he just give you work all day. He just lean on you, put that shoulder, do a fake here. Never got out of Serbia, or never got out of Russia, never got out of where he is, but he's just cooked in the post, out of shape, and really confident. And imagine that at the highest level now. You have Jokic. I'm not saying he's out of shape because he runs. I mean, I watched the game. He actually, like, he's in shape and shit, but he's just got that sloppy body that he can just straight just, as soon as he grabbed the ball, just leaning back on you is just like half your energy is already gone. And if you're athletic, you're going to jump for every pump fake, and he knows it too. Like you said, he knows it. He leans, fake, move and shield it, you know?
Facts.
So yeah, to me it was the worst person to guard when I play. All I did was F it, I'm fronting the dude. I'm not letting him catch it because I know if he catches it, hey coach, I'm just gonna put my hands up, man. Foul or
Foul. I
foul.
got you 30.
So wait, so before we go to the NBA stuff, I do have one more question. EuroLeague. You see guys like Sasa, and then you see guys like Lucas. You see guys like Kendrick Nunn. Like, what is our defense against those guys? Right? We used to be the most like defensive and athletic trio like in Europe. Like, what is our defense against them apart from like switching? Like, how do we defend those guys?
Wow, that's what it was. Because, I mean, they're not those aren't players that got any kind of like, they're not going to get out there and dance, bro. You don't got to worry about nobody getting out there with no bop. They don't got no bop. They don't got no bink bink. You know, they might hit you with a basic pump fake jazz step, but you know where they're going. You feel me? You know what they're going to try to get to. So, I mean, when we switched, it really shut down all kind of creation. Nobody helped. Nobody had an advantage. You really had to go one-on-one and get one off. Everybody was told not to help. Don't help. I got it. So you ain't got no pass out.
Yeah.
Really, you to take a pass shot. You go ahead and take a tough shot. And I'll take my chances with you. I'll take my chances with Steph. I'll take my chances with anybody that was on our squad. Going one-on-one, we ain't got to help. We're going to get that board, and then we flying. We out, transition. So it didn't matter. We locking in. And if you got cooked, I said, if you got cooked, we was going to tell you. I went.
I felt so confident too. Like, if I was going for steals, bro. I felt so confident. I already knew Chris gonna be back there, James gonna be back there, Steph gonna be back there. Like, I did feel so confident. So okay, let's go back to the NBA. No, before NBA, let's go to college. What about? Did you guys see the Duke player that threw up on the court?
No, I didn't see that.
No, I want to say this to James because James got to play him twice a year. I think, like, right, Maryland. Do you guys get to play him twice a year?
I was at Maryland. We play twice a year.
Bro, this man. I was talking with Tony, and he was like, "Did you see it?" And I watched the video, and I was like, "Wow!" I said, "This is a yes,
mid game, bro, on the baseline, like just. I think he was playing defense, and he just walked to the baseline like, you let it all out, bro.
Right.
Like, he had like 3 Monsters and 2 Red Bulls. That's what it looked like. It looked like straight energy drinks.
Wow.
Mid game.
Wow.
On the game. Hey, you might gotta. hey, man, nah, that's all. I mean, but in the game, what you gonna do? Remember Lance Stevenson? I don't know if you remember.
Hey, I'm throwing up on your shoes. What happened? No, man. Keep going. Play with me.
My question is.
Oh, you know your mouth get watery and stuff like that. Pause. You know when you about to throw up. It ain't just like, no, I wasn't ready. He knew that shit was coming, bro. Before he got down there in the post, bro. You got to know that. As you got the rebound, you got to run by the bench. Hey, coach. Go to timeout, coach. Say something, bro. He went down there and kept playing and just boom on national TV. No, that's crazy.
He didn't want to come out.
But let me say something. Yo, this is so crazy. I was telling Tony, I said, people are really going to remember this because do you remember like when you like, even when you throw up in front of your buddies, bro, they'd be like, "Oh, you remember that time, 2001? We went out there and you threw up."
Hey. Look, man, stuff that happened on the court, bro. It was somebody, we done played against somebody that damn near shit they self during the court, man. During the game. And I don't know what happened, but that's what happened, bro. We done did that. I done played with people down.
No comment on this. I'm not participating in this
I'm serious,
conversation.
Bro. I told you before. Remember when Lance Stevenson, I think it was him when he was in Cincinnati, bro. I think he pissed in a towel during the timeout, bro. Or one of the players for Cincinnati pissed in a towel during the timeout. During the game. This is on TV, bro. What? Google it. YouTube it. Think I'm lying. A lot of stuff happens on the court because you cannot really just run off and go to the locker room in the morning.
No, but like, to me, if I feel something, I can't feel anything because I'm playing. So when I'm playing, it's mode. I can't feel anything. It ain't nothing. Even if I agree. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you. But
there's always that trash. There's always that trash bucket next to the bench, right? I mean, even in Panathinaikos, there was one next, like right behind the cooler. In college, there was always a trash there. I'm not gonna say that I never had that issue. it happened before that. I felt like throwing up in the game, and I just straight ran to the trash can.
Yeah, but that's the normal stuff. Like that's you eat breakfast a little bit more, and then you just go straight or something like that. But what I'm saying is like this is a national TV game, so man, I felt sorry about the guy, and it was just funny because I was Tony told me that I was like, okay, I'm gonna ask the guys when we do the EuroLounge and Stephane gives just I already know their reaction is gonna be crazy. But I got another question, and I know James is not watching this, but I'm saying, okay, if James goes to throw up, bro, do you help him up? Do you help him up, Steph?
What do you mean help him up? Like, what do you mean help him up? Like, hold his hair? I don't know. I help him up how? I don't help him up. I was like, get your ass up, bro. Let's go. We gotta play. You threw up. It's over. Let's keep moving. Nobody's seeing it, dog. Just keep playing. I'll help him. Man. Like if he's on the floor, laying up, yeah, I'm helping him up. But if he's throwing up, I'm not. What do you want me to do? Dude, you alright, bro? Just tap in the back. Nah. Yeah, dude, like, come on, man. I know him, you do the same thing. When you be like, Steph, come on, man, get your ass up, man. Let's go, man. You tripping. That's exactly what you're telling me. So I was on the same shit.
Oh my God, it's crazy. I see it, and I was just asking because like we've been through so much like stories and like stuff in Panathinaikos, but like James is back. Okay, James, I asked Steph. You should have seen what Steph said. I asked Steph. This is the same question I'm gonna ask you now.
Yeah,
James, if Steph is throwing up, right, just like that kid in the court, do you help him out? Like, do you like?
Do I help him up? Hey, if you fall in your throw up, bro, I'm not. If you fall in your throw up, I'm definitely not helping you up, bro. I'm gonna be like, damn, bro, get up, bro, like, get your ass up, man. Come on,
that's
man.
exactly
what you doing? Get your ass up, bro. Sick ass. Come on, man. I'm like, hey, ref, you got time out, ref. Like, ref, what's up, bro? We gotta stop the game.
Oh.
I'm gonna be on your ass. You know, at halftime, there's no moment you can have eye contact with me after this. Without, like, I'm on you. I'm on you. I'm roasting you for the rest of the season. We're gonna have this conversation. There's nothing you can say. You threw up on the court, but you was nervous. You was nervous.
What's going on? Get up, man.
Oh my God.
You embarrassing me.
Jim. He said, "You embarrassing me." Like, get up, Craig. Get up,
man.
Get up, Craig. Get up.
Oh my God.
Wait, I mean, you got to throw up in the game, bro. That's flashing lights, man. There were warning signs. Had to be warning signs, man.
Okay, NBA, right? We talked about it in the last show. People kind of saw the socials, but I want to talk about it a little bit again before we close the show. Like Jimmy Butler. I kind of gave my own take because Chris was here, Chris Haynes, earlier in the show. Kind of talk about him. I want you guys' opinion. Like, what the fuck? You can beat this. What the fuck is going on, man?
I mean, you got Butler, to me, big ego player. Like, he had a huge ego, and he actually came back.
Yeah.
Everyone always know that about him. And you have Pat Riley, and Miami Heat. I was in there for a little bit, and that organization don't play, man. There's nothing above the organization, and there is nothing above Pat Riley. So, in my opinion, I think what Jimmy Butler is doing is what Jimmy Butler is supposed to do. It's a business. You got to take care of yourself as a player first, because the organization is going to move on after you're gone. So I think it's the right move for him. It's unfortunate that he has to do it against Pat Riley, who's like an OG in the game, and he knows all the tricks, everything. So wait and see, man. I can't wait to see where he's going next, because he ain't staying over there.
Yeah. It's tough, man, because you're seeing a situation now where players are kind of trying to dictate their own careers now, as opposed to waiting till the off season. They're kind of, now with the social media platforms and everything, you can kind of put it out there when you're ready to make a move or when you're unhappy. Same way teams will do it without a player's, consent when it comes to that. So it's interesting to see the situation play out the way it is. But like Steph said, you're dealing with one of the OGs in the game with Pat Riley, man. He's not gonna budge. You're dealing with two alpha mentalities with Jimmy Butler as a player, and you're dealing with the alpha mentality of an owner, and somebody who knows how to run a tight ship. So I think right now it's one of those situations where both people are going to leave the situation unhappy. Nobody's going to leave happy.
Yeah.
Obviously, if they're both unhappy, they're probably both unhappy. It's not just one party. It's always both.
Yeah.
Dude, Miami is a weird spot, man. First of all, I miss the cool ass team, cool ass city, organizations like one of the best. But one thing that messed me up about how they run things. Miami back then when I played there, it was like my rookie year or second year, I forgot. But when you just got in the league, you love having the NBA logo socks. It's like one of the things that when you've got to sign an NBA, you're like, I'm gonna have to have some NBA socks.
Socks was lit.
Miami, he did not use NBA socks. At least when I was there.
They use NBA socks.
They use like some regular white socks, no brand, and it's because something about like getting foot fungus that the other socks are not good for you. The socks that they had, dude, it's like Walmart socks, but they weren't Walmart socks. But like the way they look, it's like just a white sock,
some crew socks.
Yeah,
I can't.
Dude, I still have a pair. I'm gonna find it. It was like army socks, bro.
Even for the game, though? Nah, for the game, which
no.
Dude, logo.
I played in Miami. At least when I was there, even in the game, man, it was those socks, man. You ask what's his name? Who can we ask? Who was there with me? Mario Chalmers was there. Ask what's my boy name? Your guys from DC, Maryland area. Left-handed. Mike Beasley. Yeah. We were there together, man. And the joint, it was different. Everything is first class, but the sock thing always.
Socks wasn't first class if everything first class, bro. They just give me
Maybe they changed.
Disappear when they get wet.
I want to say one thing. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. That's a crazy observation. You know why, bro? Because people would just be dissecting stuff, but like it is the simple stuff that actually makes. You know what I'm saying? It's really like on the bottom. But so now my question is like, if the same situation was to happen in Europe, the whole situation is going on with Jimmy and the team, what would happen?
Oh, they're gonna excommunicate.
Hey, Malaka, just take your stuff and go home. Take your stuff and go. You want to go?
They gonna pull up on you. That's what's gonna happen. If they don't like you, if you piss the club off or you piss the fans off enough, they know where you live. They gonna pull up on you. You get about 1,000 fans that's gonna pull up on you, and they're gonna be like, they might won't do nothing. You might gotta call the police to disperse it, but you're gonna feel comfortable because now they know where you live. The team, they're gonna make you do some OD workout schedule. Like you got to work out at 8 a.m. You can't be around the team. They're gonna make you do something. They're gonna make your life live in hell to make you want to leave. If they can't contract you, they're gonna make you want to leave. You're gonna be like, nah, I'm out. I ain't doing this no more. And don't be late. Don't miss a meeting or don't get no feedback or nothing like that. Don't have on the team gear. They're gonna find every reason to take your money now. Nah, it's a fine. What?
You're speaking like a man with experience.
Oh, I am, bro. I done ran into it a couple times, bro. This joint is OD, bro. Teams will try to make their life a living hell, man. You got to sit there and just be cool.
Oh, my God.
You can't go to the media about it. You can go to the media about it, but then it's going to be like, all right, now you really got to deal with some stuff. Who you going to go call, bro? You're not in America.
Because they're going to be like, you snitching. They're going to be like, you snitching.
Yeah. You snitching?
Yeah. Like, now you got ELPA. You got the Players Association, which is pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Holds teams accountable now. But even with that, you still got to go tell ELPA. Who in the locker room going to go tell ELPA?
You don't want to because you might mess up everybody else's salary.
Oh, they're going to find out. And there's only one representative, so they know the rep got to be the one to relay the message. They're going to be like, who was it? Just tell us. We ain't got to worry about it. Who was it? They can make your life live in hell, bro. It don't work like that in the NBA. The NBA is as messed up as this situation is. everything is contractual, man. So you kind of got to abide by the contract. But overseas, man,
Don't get on the plane, man. Young player.
yeah,
Advice: don't get on the plane. Just play the game. Just go wherever they call you. You just show up.
just show up, bro.
You know what's so crazy? I told my take was on it. Like I told Chris, I feel like they prolonged it. Like I think like every 2-3 days something else is coming up. Like suspended again, this again, that again. I feel like it could have been nipped in the bud if they said like, all right, cool, this is what you need, this is what we need. Let's be cordial about it. It's a business, bro. It's a business. You know what I'm saying? So.
He's not gonna. After everything that was said, they're not gonna let him go, and it's gonna be a kumbaya, happy kind of thing. So
no, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying it doesn't have to hurt nobody else more because now it's hurting both sides. People might say they can say whatever they want to say, but it is hurting both sides.
Yeah,
however you see it, bro.
I mean, Miami gonna be all right. Jimmy Butler is what, 36, 37?
Yeah, he be all right. 35, 30.
I think he got a player option. I think he got a player option. He got $54 million on the table, bro. Like, what are we talking about?
No, he's straight, no, but you know what I mean? Like, he's just a character. Yeah.
You gotta get that 50. Push it right now, and right now, everything that you do is gonna damage, your reputation and your worth right now. So I mean, you kind of gotta chill out. It's a chess move. It ain't saying that you can't win in the end, but they taking your money right now by suspending you, and you're not playing, and you really want to play, and you really want to make money at the end of the day. Like, come on, man, what we talking about?
Yeah,
take 50 million and retire. Take the 54 and just bounce.
54, bro.
He's not. The whole situation is that he wants to go somewhere where they sign him again, give him the max again, right? And he's gonna find that because he's Jimmy Butler, so it is what it is. Okay, all right. Let's we come to an end of the EuroLounge. Thank you guys so much for listening. Want to thank our great EuroLeague experts, James Gist and Stephane Lasme. These guys are amazing. You're gonna hear so much more from them and so much more consistent. You guys are gonna love it. You guys are gonna see some stuff. You're gonna come to this. This is gonna be a therapy session. Whenever you listen to this show, it's gonna really make your day. I can guarantee you that.
For sure, bro.
For sure.
Anything you guys want to say before we close?
Tapping out. Welcome to the lounge, man. I hope to catch up with y'all again.
For sure. Man. Happy to be on the show, man. Welcome to the lounge.
Yes, sir.